Good morning, everybody. As you can see, my tired friend Lucy is with me this morning, sound asleep. So if you hear any snoring, it's not me, okay? Maybe it's you, but it's not me, all right? I'll try not to bore you to death. First thing I wanted to bring up was that, I really would appreciate some comments, even if they're negative, just to show that I know people are watching me. And if you feel up to it, hit the like button. And I know that if you had a dislike button, you'd be pounding the hell out of it. But if you have a like button and a subscribe button, if you could hit those two buttons for me, it would do me a lot of good. It just gives me a better standing. It proves my standing with YouTube. It doesn't make me any money. The amount of stuff I have to put up to make money and what I got to go through is just not worth it. So for me, right at the moment, unless somebody wants to pay me a whole lot of money, I can be bought, but the price is high. Anyhow, going along those lines is that back when the election was coming up, I would get sometimes 40 visitors a day to my website to this video, and now that it's over, I get maybe 8 is a high number on a daily for one day. So I don't know where you people go. Would you do have to go back to work or something? Or you're running scared? Don't run scared. Stick around and let's fight. Here's a new gig for Donald Trump. Something about this. The Republicans are having a retreat, and they've also set it up so that money can be funneled to Trump, I guess secretly, somehow or another. I don't know. I mean, I told you, this is all the guy's about. He made sure that his Secret Service detachment and his visitors and whatnot stayed at the Trump Tower Hotel in D.C., and he overcharged all of them. Socked it to the military. Not to the military, to the Secret Service. So I'm sure he socked it to some of the other people to stay there too. There was a video that showed up this morning. I think it was from one of the Democratic things, Occupy Democrats, some one of those sites, saying that McConnell, Speaker of the Senate, pain in the ass, 82-year-old MITCH, was seriously injured. And they made it sound very, very desperate. He tripped. And let me tell you, even at my age, which is 78, you trip. It happens. On my case, I have vertigo, so I tend to, that's why I walk with a walking stick, a hiking stick that folds down, and I can either have it up or low, when I'm out there. So, it keeps my balance. Everybody says, "What's wrong with your leg?" There's nothing wrong with my leg. I said, I have vertigo, and every once in a while I get dizzy, and this keeps me from falling down. It helps me with my balance when, I don't have good balance anymore, so when I'm walking in the woods, down these hills around here, there's no flat ground where I live. When I'm on the grassy part of it, it's loose sod and everything, and they bring, guys bring their horses down and ride through there, so you got a lot of holes and stuff, so I walk with a stick just to keep myself from falling. I have a tendency to go to my left when I fall, so that's why I keep it there. That was Mitch. Something about crime, and I can't figure out what I wrote down the word crime for. Probably because it's, they're saying that Trump made I don't know when he made the speech. I saw the video. I just watched the video for a few minutes this morning. And he's talking about how the country's a cesspool of crime and he has to straighten it out. Well, people tend to react to certain things, And when you have politicians getting away with all sorts of crime with limited policy, and and rich people and politicians. In some cases it's the same, some cases it isn't. Getting away with crimes and not being having to worry about it too much. Now, murder, I don't think is up, but murder happens, and murder is caused by a lot of social reasons and a lot of frustration, and people can't handle everything, and you'll see the murder, if they take away Social Security, you'll see the murder rate go way up, because people are going to be so stressed. Murder and suicide, so you'll see a lot of that. Not that dying helps you people, but they see. But the biggest thing is that they see politicians. Look at Trump. He's gotten away with all kinds of crap his whole life. Now, my theory is at some point or another he's going to face some serious bad karma. Hope I'm around to see it. And it's going to catch up to him, because he's just, as far as I can tell, he's just a rotten to the core person, with no empathy for anybody, not worried about anybody but himself. That's just the way it's the way he's always been. He's a narcissist. That's what they do. So, that's that's the way I feel about that. Why would you be tough? You're going to be tough on crime. You're going to be tough on yourself? No. He ran for president. The biggest reason he ran for president, again, was that he was facing federal jail time, and he knew it. Not stupid. He knew he was going to go to jail. He knew he was going, and he knew he wasn't going to be an easy situation. I tell you, the people that were going to have the most problem with that are the government, trying to house an ex-president because they're entitled to Secret Service protection. So he gets it in jail, and that would cause some serious problems, I guess. But that's Donald, and to sit there and be such a this is such a hypocritical remark, really, to sit there and say that you're going to fight crime when you're committing crimes on a daily basis. He doesn't care. He's got that. I said this during the first administration. So Trump has this attitude: if the president does it, it's not illegal, and now that's just what's happened. He has immunity. Now, I don't know if the Democrats will take it away, or if anybody will take it away. As far as he has immunity for capital crime, total blanket immunity. So long as it's done in, I guess somebody said in support of the government, but if it's in support of himself, he represents the government. That's a very complicated situation when it comes down to that. But I don't know what will happen with all of his bullshit, Nobody does, really. But he's got some bad people in his circle, I don't know if describe them as bad. That's kind of a difficult situation. They have issues, and they have opinions, and they take this attitude that this is what I want. I want this power. I want to be able to crush people. Well, there's only so much crushing you can stand. And look, it took a long time to get rid of Assad in Syria. But they got rid of him. The only thing I regret is they didn't shoot him. But they were trying to show the world that they weren't barbarians like he was, My suggestion would have been walk in and, shoot him and then drag the body out and leave it with the TV in front of the TV camera so they could see it. Some say that's the only way we're going to get Trump out of office, is to drag him out of there. Oh, I volunteered to do it. At the time he gets ready to leave, I'm going to be too old to do it, you know. So, but if you want me to shoot him, I'll shoot him for you, you know. I think he's just a seriously bad individual, and I think that the problem you have with these other people is you have people of privilege who have never worked a day for their lives, have never worried about paying the rent, have never worried about having the doctor bill, deciding how you're supposed to take care of these problems. You know, you're and old people don't count. You know, they're never counted. Older presidents have never taken care of older people. That's just the thing, you know. And what happens to older people is exhibited by McConnell and Biden and others that they're in politics and they shouldn't be there. You know, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep this video stuff up coherently. I mean, it's bad enough that I wander all over the place and I have a limited attention span, you know. But how about you look at the... I mean, how long could Biden hold a conversation without yawning, without, you know, fading out? Now, how good is McConnell? McConnell's brain freezes every once in a while. You know, mine doesn't freeze, it's thinking, but it's not thinking fast enough, so there's a pause where there shouldn't be a pause. You know, that's why the older people in the industry that do this stuff are always reading from a teleprompter or something else, you know, and my vision isn't good enough to do that, and I, you know, my mind keeps getting ideas, and that's how I talk, you know. It's how I write too when I write books. It's why people say my English is horrible. I said my writing English might be horrible because I don't write the way you want me to. I write the way I speak. You know, I don't have I don't put commas into my verbal conversations or anything. You know, so sometimes it seems like I just spoke a 400-word sentence. Well, that's too bad. You know, I'm not here to expound my English ability. I'm here to try and say things that are at least coherent. You know, that's what the one thing I worry about, is if it's coherent. And yeah, Mitch has got a problem, and you know, he's older than I am, and I don't know why he's still doing it. You know, when you have the money to retire. I mean, I didn't have the money to retire in the United States, so I moved out of the United States to retire. When you have the money to retire, and you don't retire, you say it's for the love of the country, it's for the love of the party, it's for the love of something to do. Well, you know, you should have had something else to do. You should have made some sort of plan for something to do, because you're making an idiot out of yourself now. You're starting to become an embarrassment, you know, and that's one thing I don't want to become, as an embarrassment. If I start to really be that bad on these videos, then I'm out of here, you know. But if you watch them, you'll notice that I try to keep them to 15 minutes, which I think is probably 5 minutes longer than they should be. But all right, let's see. Tomorrow we'll talk Thursday night football. We'll talk about what's coming out the weekend, and I'm sure Trump will do something we can talk about. You know. All right. So listen, you guys take care. I will, unless there's an emergency, I'll see you tomorrow.